Man, I think even Whammer's tired after that one. He's 12. That's just that's a grind. Both teams. I mean, what these kids go through in a tournament setting like this, it's just, I mean, you work all year for all this, and the kids that don't get to pitch much during the season, this is when you need them, you know. We both got at least one game left, maybe two, and guys are going to start getting the ball that haven't pitched much. So all the bullpens you throw and all the times you got to talk to them and keep their head up is why you do it for the next 24 hours here. But thought we had a chance the first two innings to break that game open a little bit. You know, we get a line drive to the left fielder in the first inning on a double play at home plate. And in the second inning, we got a line drive to the right fielder for a sac fly. You know, we had a chance to go up 4 or 5-0 there in the first two innings, and then we just didn't throw strikes. You know, I think we put the leadoff guy on 7 of the 8 innings, maybe 6 walks and a hit batter. It's like what a disadvantage against a team like that to start out with a man on first, nobody out every single inning. But it is what it is. Whammer, what did you think about the game today?
He's a man of few words.
Yeah.
Or none. Any questions for the coach?
Coach, I cover the Texas Tech team for the Lubbock paper, so I'm not as familiar with your guys. But since Jackson Wolf has normally been a starter for you, what made you decide to use him in the spot that you did? You tried to hoping he'd go a long way to save the bullpen, or?
Yeah, you know, we flipped him to a relief role here coming into this thing. He knew that. We prepared him for it, and he knew he was going to be probably the first reliever out in any of the games. So yeah, he could go. You know, he's thrown 6 or 7 innings in the past. So once they got the lead and fatigue set in, you know, we needed him to keep our bullpen fresh. I hate to say we have a fresh pen, but my guess is it's a little bit fresher than what's on the other side. I don't know that, but yeah, to get through that game, the majority of that game with 2 pitchers and Bo cleaning it up and coming in and throwing strikes and doing a good job, that sure helps. But their guy, I mean, they got exactly what they needed. Sublette came in and threw strikes. You know, he has a lot of walks per innings pitched coming into this game, and right when he came in, he gave them exactly what they needed. He flipped the game around and did a good job for them.
You mind saying who you plan to start tonight? Or?
Don't know.
Coach, how do you help these guys get mentally ready to move past this and tackle another one here in just a few hours?
Piece of cake. We talk about this all the time when you play a doubleheader. The losing team, the last 5 minutes is really the momentum has come back to us, because 5 minutes ago we were losing by 7 runs and now the score's tied. So our at-bats when the next game starts are going to be in a tie ball game. So that's why 80% of all doubleheaders get split, because the losing team has a big advantage going into game 2. So, and our guys know I feel that way, and I told them at the end of this one, congratulations, we just tied the score 0-0 when we get back out here. So we're going to feel really good about our chances when we get back out.
Coach, what do you feel like y'all are playing for in terms of in postseason positioning this week? I mean, aside from the conference tournament, obviously, where do you feel like y'all are kind of sitting for regional purposes?
You know, you like to think if we get to the championship, we get a chance to host a regional, you know, which would change the face of Mountaineer baseball for a long time. So we got a ton left to play for. And we've beaten these guys 3 times. They've beaten us twice on the season, and they're a top 10 caliber team. So we feel like we're as good as anybody out there, and we feel very deserving of a host spot. This has been a typical West Virginia season. You guys that don't cover us, this is what we do. We play the first 20 or 25 games on the road usually and grind it out and survive it. and try and start the conference season with a RPI in the top 25. Get through the fatigue that you go through by traveling, and we did that. We survived the first half and played pretty good in the second half and put ourselves in a position to host a regional. And I think we're very deserving. I think we're one of the top 16 teams in the country.
Matter of time, John was, I think, 1 of 15 against you guys this year, which is unheard of before he turns around that fastball to center field. I mean, it's just too good a hitter to keep him down for four or five games in a row.
Yeah, you get a little bit of guilty of watching Manoah pitch against people, and he can abuse weaknesses like no other, and the way he pitches to people, you feel like that's the way you have to attack people, but Alek Manoah is Alek Manoah, and nobody else is Alek Manoah, and not many people can do what Alek can do. You try, but if you could do what Alek could do, you'd be Alek, but you can't. So eventually he caught up to one. That's why he's a great hitter. He's a great player. But, he changes the game at shortstop. He doesn't change it at home plate, I don't think, near as much as he changes at shortstop. The play he made on Brandon White, first and third with 2 outs, the barehanded play, there's not many people make that, and that's a converted third baseman. So I think he's as good a shortstop as there is in the league. It's not the prototypical shortstop, but, gosh, he changes the game out there.
Coach, to follow up on that, Coach Taylor moved him from third to short to kind of tighten up their defense this year. He's always been a third baseman. Since the draft is coming up, do you think from what you said, you feel like he could be a shortstop professionally as well?
That's for the scouts to say, I guess, but he's a big, strong, power-hitting guy that's built like a third baseman. Coach Tadlock moved him to shortstop against the Mountaineers on Sunday because we won the first 2 games, and I think he wanted to give the team some energy by putting your best player in the most important position, and they took off. From the time he went to short, they took off as a team, and we have our leader that pitches on Fridays for us, and Alek, and our guys play great behind him, and they have their leader playing the most important position on the field, and they're playing good behind him.